I'm going crazy, sitting on that train, and I don't think I'm ever coming home. Don't think I'm lazy, don't think I'm strange, I do think I'm really just losing it all. 'Cause I'm going crazy, yes, I'm going crazy.
Happy Friday, everybody. How are you? My name is Ray Ozier. Welcome to the show, Ray's Happy Hour-ish. It's an ish because it's never an hour. We go over. I'm not wearing a hat tonight, and that makes me feel very self-conscious. I hope I'm okay. I'll be okay. I'm always in a hat, but lately, hats don't feel right to me. I don't know why. My head's very sensitive. So on this show, we talk to interesting people. We have a few drinks. I love hearing from you guys, so make sure you comment. I'll try to get to as many as I can, and that's it. That's the gist of the show. I'd like to say it's a little bit more complicated than this, but it's not. So before we get to our first guest, let's go through a few things here. The show is brought to you by Dr. Roof, 1-888-ROOF 550. They do shingles and shutters and gutters and siding, everything you need. Give these guys a call. Steve's awesome. His crew is awesome. Ray's Happy Hour-ish also brought to you by TC Scoops in Medway. They have libations at TC Scoops. It's not just ice cream. Look at that Bully Boy. That's a Boston brand. And they have this delicious Bully Boy mini float. Plus shakes and hot dogs and all sorts of fun stuff at TC Scoops. And the show is also brought to you by Pokemoto in Franklin and North Attleboro. Delicious poke bowls. I had mine for the first time when I was introduced to Pokemoto, and absolutely love it. All right, what do? Well, I do this on Friday nights, but I'm also a morning guy. So I'm on my FM 101.3 in Milford. There's an app. There's a website with a live stream. If you ever want to listen to me and you're outside the area, very easy to find me. And that's about it. Some plugs before we get going. Molly is doing another fundraiser with the Milford Youth Football and Cheer. Actually, a couple of them. So let's look at this one right here. It's the March Madness Squares. And there's Richie as a little leprechaun. Can you see the fine print there? All proceeds are going to go to support the Milford Youth Football and Cheer. And find Molly on Facebook. She'll tell you exactly how to get your squares. And another food fundraiser. Here it is, the most interesting man. Is that what the most interesting man in the world? Is that him? I don't always get DQ blizzards and eat them like a caveman, but when I do, it's on March 10th to support Milford Youth Cheer and football. Milford Youth Football and Cheer. That's right. They had such a success with pepperoncinis and honeydew that they decided to do another one. So, I mean, if you another one, but this is ice cream. First of all, you had donuts, and then you had pizza and subs and all that delicious stuff from pepperoncinis, and now you get ice cream. So they're just going around the gambit there. What else do we have? It's my birthday this week. Happy birthday to me on Wednesday. I got a lot of great stuff. I got an Amazon gift card, so I bought this Shane Falco Sentinels jersey. What do you think? Who is Shane Falco? One of the greatest scrubs that ever played the game. I got a whole bunch of liquor items, including a bottle of whiskey. Jefferson there. Delicious bottle. I mean, delicious whiskey. I'm starting to think people think I have a problem. Most of what I got was indeed alcohol related. What else did I get? Oh, I got this from my neighbor. Eloise drew this for me. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Thank you very much, Eloise. Baby Yoda. Here is that book that I just showed you, Pappy Land. So there's a funny story that goes along with that. And I will talk about that with Ryan Maloney from Julio's Liquors in just a couple minutes. I wanted to plug real quick, and he doesn't want to talk about it too much, but he's got a new book coming out. Jeff Belanger, he's going to be on the show next week promoting it because it comes out on Tuesday. But a little sneak peek. I have a copy of this, The Call of Kilimanjaro. Jeff Belanger, my my partner in crime with where is it? New England Legends, the New England Legends podcast. And hello, legendary listeners. I know some of you are out there watching right now. Thank you for tuning in. But the book is fantastic. I'm 2 chapters in. And what I was really interested in learning about Kilimanjaro and climbing it was, how do you poop? And luckily, there's a lot of pooping stories in the first 2 chapters. I think that's it. All right, I'm going to make myself a drink, and then we're going to talk to Ryan Maloney from Julio's Liquors. We're going to talk about tequila. So I'm going to make a tequila drink. What are you guys drinking? Let me know in the comments. So fill my glass. Now, I don't know if this is good. It looks good. The bottle is very solid. That's what I go with, but it's Hornitos. So we'll say that that's a good tequila. I could be wrong. I have been getting into gimlets lately. I've been drinking nautical gin, and I was never a gin guy. I think I had a bad experience with Dad's gin, the bottom shelf gin at the home bar when I was a kid, and I just never touched the stuff since. But it's actually delicious. So I've been drinking a lot of gimlets. I'm going to make a tequila gimlet, which is basically a margarita. I probably put a lot of tequila in that, but you know what? It's going to be a long night, so we might as well have some fun with it. So that's basically, and it's the same with you're going to use gin. It's 2.5 ounces of your gin, and again, I just substituted tequila, and you're going to do 1/2 ounce of lime juice, rather, and I'm using the cheater right there, roses, and then you're going to use a sugar substitute, because I'm on keto again, and that's why I'm basically drinking these drinks. I'm off the beer for a bit, but I'm going to use a simple syrup that is sugar-free, and it still tastes delicious. So we'll throw 1/2 ounce in there, and then we are going to mix that up in the shaker. Do not forget to smile, kids. And there is my tequila gimlet, or really just a margarita without the salted rim and all that fun stuff. Not a bad pour, not a bad mix. Let's see how it tastes. It's actually really good. All right, cheers to Friday night, everybody. Let's get to it. Let's bring in our first guest, Ryan Maloney from Julio's Liquors. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Okay?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good. How you been?
I've been great.
Yeah?
I've been great. Yeah, just working. And so it's weird, we do like Zooms and stuff. You can see people's faces because I'm so used to seeing people behind a mask all the time now.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, last week you were doing a whiskey thing at Julio's. How did that go? That was one of your big ones, right?
Well, we usually, you got to think about last year. Last year, March 1st was our big, we have a week-long whiskey festival. March 1st was our Grand Dram, which is our last event. We had 1,200 people there. We were the last whiskey festival in the world, live whiskey festival in the world. This past weekend, we had some fun. We've been doing all these virtual tastings and all this stuff, and we had a little bit of fun. We did a dram in a movie. We had the Water of Life film. Greg Swartz actually did it with us, the director. And we had the guys from Brooklotti there. Simon Coughlin was there, and it was fantastic. We had popcorn, we had everything, but it was all done virtually, and we had like almost 60 people there. Wow. We did everything. They watched the movie. We came back and we discussed the movie. So you just make things as you go along and do some think outside the box and do some fun.
Yeah. It's amazing how creative we've been able to get. I mean, I wouldn't have done this show probably. I don't think any of us knew how to use Zoom, by the way. Cheers. What do you drink? What are you drinking?
So I am actually drinking. As you can see, I put all the tequila behind me, so I have a bunch of tequilas. I've actually a lot of times, I'm like you. I just have ice, silver tequila, blanco, just a little bit of lime. That's it. I mean, if I'm just gonna sort of sit down, if I want to get some, we can go through some of the other stuff later on, but just like a real refreshing sort of drink. Is that, and I've been drinking this. This isn't even out yet. I have
Cool.
like, I get like the inside on some of this stuff. This is, I don't know if you can see it. I want to get it right. Zarpado.
Oh, I love the excuse me. I love the bottle.
So this is really cool. This is done by Latitude Beverage in Massachusetts, and they bring it in. The artistry was done by a Mexican artist. This is a small family estate that does this. What I love about it, I mean, the label. I got to show you, like the label. You can see it on the back. See how the label's crooked?
Yeah.
Everything's done by hand. Hopefully.
Oh, really?
Better. This is one of the sort of the mock-ups and stuff. But what's really cool about the brand is they're not really solidly chill filtering it. They are doing a slight chill filter on it, but it leaves a lot of the fatty chain acids still in there. So it's got this really great mouthfeel. It's everything you want in a tequila. It's it's nice and clear. It will cloud up if it gets cold. You can see a little bit of haze on mine. Just means it's been less processed.
Okay.
But the flavors on it are fantastic. I mean, I got lime in this, but you almost start tasting the lime before you even put it in there. It's just so fresh, so good. And the great thing about it, super, super affordable, which is amazing to get some like this type of quality. 100% blue agave. It's done in what they would consider, it's sort of in between the lowlands, in the valley. All 100% age, older, mature blue agaves. And I tried it. I'm like, this is fantastic. This is going to be like real expensive, right? At $20 a bottle.
Wow. So now insane. I would overlook that because to me, that's cheap tequila.
The problem with it, and I said, one of the problems we're going to have selling this, because when we look at something, we're not only seeing like, wow, this tastes great. We're also thinking in our heads is who we're going to sell this to and how they're, what will draw people to this. And the biggest obstacle this is going to have, I think, is people thinking that it's too cheap. And it can't possibly be that good, but it is fantastic. I've been really enjoying it. I'm into this bottle, and I don't know if it's going to make its way back to the store at all.
What's the name of that again?
Zarpado. 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 I'll throw it right up there again.
I got it.
You guys can see. I always miss where my camera is.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Zarpado. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it on the screen too. So when should that be in stores?
It's supposed to be released this month sometime.
Okay. The good thing about Julio's
St. Patrick's Day, isn't that what usually you do?
What, drink?
On St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, tequila, rum, whatever you can get your hands on. I think they don't discriminate. The Irish don't discriminate.
No, that's true.
The good thing about Julio's Liquors is because it's hard to sample this stuff at home. You can't have 20 tequilas in front of you and do sampling. You can, but it could be very dangerous. If you go to a place like Julio's, your place, you have events. When everybody can gather again, you have events where, like Whiskey Wednesdays, where you're learning about this stuff. I could drink two tequilas and not know anything about them, not know why this one tastes different than that one. But with your store, it's not just a liquor store, but it's also a learning experience.
I mean, the big thing for us has always been education, because we feel like, the more you know and the more you know about what you're drinking, the better you tend to drink anyways. And you sort of leave the junk on the side of the road, and you say like, okay, now that I know what's going on, I really want to get into this. I really want to, you what we call geek dive.
Yeah.
You want to get like what's behind the scene, what's going on with this, where it's from, all of that type of information. We try to provide that. And we do Whiskey Wednesdays every night, every Wednesday. And we've been doing virtual ones. The next 3, well, we just had one. So the next 2 Whiskey Wednesdays are actually going to be Irish whiskey.
Okay.
In preparation for St. Patrick's Day, our number one amateur drinking holiday of the year.
Right. I have a bottle of Hornitos. Tell me about that. Is that good? That's the only tequila I have in the house right now.
Okay, so it's a Plata. It's an unaged tequila.
Tell me what a Plata is.
What's that?
Tell me what a Plata is.
I mean, so there's different aging of tequila. So you have like Blanco, Plata, or Silver.
Yeah.
That's usually unaged. Now, some of the higher end, you'll see silver, and you're like, why are they charging so much? A lot of them, it's where they're taking the agave plants from, the process that they're using, and some of them actually do even what we call resting. They do it. There's no barrel aging, but they rest them in stainless steel for a while to get some of the volatile smells and fumes off of the whiskey. I mean, off of the whiskey. Here I am talking about whiskey. Off of the tequila, and then bottle it.
How empty is that bottle right now? How much have you gotten through already?
I'm getting down there. So, and then you have things like, let's see. This one is this. Here's a Sete Lugues. This is actually a reposado, and reposado has been aged for so long in whiskey barrels. This one it rested in a barrel. It doesn't have to be whiskey, and I'll show you a little bit about that. A little bit.
Okay.
Different. But that's been aged a little bit in a barrel.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have things like Añejo. There's one from Blue Nectar. This is one of my favorites. I can't even get this anymore, but it's one of my favorites. In the Añejo lineup. But this has been aged longer in typically an ex-bourbon barrel. Bourbon barrels can only be used once.
Okay.
For
whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, for bourbon. So our whiskey barrels end up all over the world because everybody wants to barrel age things. So they end up in Mexico for, of course, for tequila. They end up in Scotland for Scotch, and in Japan for their whiskeys. So they're versatile all over the world because for bourbon, we can only use them once.
Okay.
Charred and stuff like that. So they're only used once. So that you'll see a lot of, but there is some cool stuff too, though. Like, okay, so Razul, they actually, their Añejo, their oldest one, is not done in bourbon barrels, but it's done in cognac barrels. And there's only several of them that are actually done in cognac barrels. Probably the most famous one would be Don Julio, 1942. That's aged in a cognac barrel. This one's, which is about half that price, is actually aged in a cognac barrel. This has some great flavors. If you think you might be interested in that, this is a really good place to start because you can get, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get something that's been aged in a cognac barrel, because that is a little bit rarer to have. Yeah. So that's a good one. And
is that a brown, by the way? Is that a brown tequila? Because
what did you say?
Is it brown?
Yeah, it's got a tint on the bottle, but it is a darker color.
Because I was taught that you stay away from brown tequila. Is that just a misconception?
That's a misconception.
Okay, maybe it's just bad brown tequila.
Bad brown tequila is okay. Well, so here's the thing: you have to always look at something and you have to think logically. Okay, if you see, like, let's say, I don't want to use a brand, but JC.
Okay.
You see something like that on the shelf that's a half gallon, and it's gold, and it's dark, and you're paying, $30 for a half gallon of it. The likelihood is the color in that is actually going to be from aging in a barrel.
Okay.
That would be your warning. Brown, no good.
Okay.
That would be your warning, because they're using
jugs
to make that color.
If it comes in a jug, that's also probably a warning.
Yeah, but there's
with a handle on it.
Yeah, but there's some pretty good tequilas that come in a handle and stuff like that. And you want to look for, the biggest thing you want to do, like we have this one. This is 100% blue agave.
I've learned that recently. Yeah, 100%. Got to be 100%.
100% blue agave. Now, some of them say 100% agave, but it's supposed to be a Weber blue agave to make tequila.
Oh, I got a Puro de agave.
Yeah, should be. It's probably the same. It's just they're more of a more harvested. It's more cultivated.
Okay.
Than some of the other ones, though, because they take so long to grow. They all take a good amount of time. To grow the agave, the plant itself. But so when you start aging it in the barrel, it's actually going to change color. So you're going to start seeing reposados. Let me get a good one here that you can sort of see. Well, the Sete is a good one. We can sort of see. How about this one? I like this one. Casa Noble. So you see it. It's brown, but it's not.
There you go.
it's not real
Yep.
dark. It's not it's not bourbon dark. Let's put it that way. Right. So that's going to get a little bit up there. And then when you get to, like I said, you get into añejo that's been aged for a while, you see that it gets a little bit darker than that. So
the darkness comes with age.
What's that?
The darkness comes with age. A good aging.
And being in the barrel.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now,
so you got,
go ahead.
So what I'm saying is you can even go, there's even ones there that are older. You'll see extra añejo. And they're sort of like, they're starting to creep up so that they're like, you start getting into years in a barrel rather than, months in a barrel. And then this is cool because I'm going to show you this. This is sort of a neat thing too. And this is a little bit of a trend, and it's coming, and it's going to start coming. I think it's going to start coming to whiskey too. All right. Okay. So you get something like the Don Julio.
Yep.
This is the only time I use Julio. It's Julio's at our store, but this is Don Julio. People say, "Is that your brand?" Oh yeah, I wish I owned them. But that's Don Julio 70. That's their thing. So this is basically the color's been taken out.
How would they do that?
So they do it with filters.
Okay.
It's a process that they do. There's a couple. Maestro Doble does a crystal, like a crystal. It's actually aged, but they take some of the color out, and it kind of gives it a whole different feel to it. But and not in a bad way. You still get all the flavor of like a lot of the wood flavors that you're going to get, because when you're aging in a bourbon barrel, you get a lot of those vanilla tones. Yeah. You get a little bit of that caramel. You're going to get those sort of flavors, and it really doesn't take away from that, but it does take away some of the color. Okay. So it's sort of cool to do.
You got quite the collection there.
But you know what's there's so many agave plants though. We use the Weber, the Weber blue agave is also known with tequila and stuff like that. But you're starting to get more people are starting to get into mezcals.
Right.
And mezcals use a different process. And it's sort of like real. I need a chart and a stuff to just show you the difference. But
a whiteboard,
they start using. Well, they use different processes, and they use different agaves to make them. And the process that they're using is a little bit more hands-on for most of them. Yeah, hands-on and a little bit more old school.
Okay.
So a lot of them you get like these sort of and the agaves give it too, and the way they process the agave, you get some of these smoky flavors in them. But mezcal is also a really neat way to go if you like tequila and you want some other flavors. The smokiness is really nice. I make a drink with mezcal, and I usually use mezcal, ginger beer, and creme de cassis, which is cassis flavored. I make it. It's called a Diablo because you get spicy, sweet, all sorted together, and smoky all together. If you use
that, sounds awesome.
It's a really cool. It's a really nice, cool drink. But everybody wants to do everybody does margaritas. Everybody does. Right. You made a sort of a gimlet, which is it's sort of a take on a margarita. Like if you use tequila. You use silver tequila, you can substitute a lot of things in there. But I'm always that guy. I like to call it mix it in a minute. Yeah. I like things that I can just make like on the fly.
Very easy, yeah.
Very easy stuff. So like a Paloma, which is a neat one. I like the Fever Tree, makes a great pink grapefruit. Yeah. That's a great one to use. When I was young, my younger days, and I used to go to Mexico. One of the biggest things that you would always get is a Fresca. And Fresca, Fresca was like around here you're thinking like, oh, my mom drank Fresca.
Right, whatever. Exactly, yeah.
But a Fresca is a Fresca, which is basically citrus. Yeah, that's sort of citrus, and it's got that grapefruit sort of taste and tequila. And, and if you want if you want a Fresca without alcohol, you have to say Fresca, with no tequila in it, because that's the way you get it.
Right.
So that's and down there, of course, they use real sugar and stuff, so it's sort of nice.
Right. Did they still use the worm, or was that a gimmick? Tell me about the history of the worm. And I haven't seen a bottle with a worm in it in a long time.
So some tequilas and some mezcals, especially, would have either a worm I've seen ones with scorpions in them.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you can eat the worm. It's no big deal. But it was more of a gimmicky thing.
Was it? Yeah.
Else. Yeah. It was just the whole point, I guess, of the original part of that was it had enough alcohol in it to kill it, to kill the worm. So the proof level was high enough that the worm was actually preserved in the bottle and was dead.
Right.
And it was all this, like, oh yeah, if you eat the worm, you're gonna have some, psychedelic trip or whatever. The reason why is because when you got to the worm, you were at the end of the bottle. And you have so much tequila or mezcal.
It's not the worm.
You were already on the trip.
Hey, but speaking of psychedelic, today is Absinthe Day. But that is really dumbed down for the stores, right? It's not what we know from lore, where it's a liquor that's going to give you hallucinations. That's a totally different thing, right?
Well, okay. So most of the ones, the absinthes that were hallucinogenic, so to speak, a lot of people would go back to because there's wormwood in the process of making absinthe, and they were saying that I think it's Randall would know better than I was, like thorazine or something, like some chemical compound that it produces. Like some chemists will chime in and tell me how wrong I am. But anyway,
I don't have smart people watching. It's not that kind of crowd.
But they would say it was that, but that had to be untrue because there's more wormwood in, let's say, white vermouth than there is in absinthe.
Okay.
So again, you're getting absinthe at the time that was made not the best way and not with good practices. So you were sort of dipping in what they call the heads and the tails of whiskey production when you distill. So you're getting some of those non-good things in the distillation of the neutral spirit that you were going to use. And so that's where most of that sort of lore comes from.
Sure.
It tastes great. If you like, black licorice anise flavored.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. It's a great drink. I love Sazeracs, and Sazeracs, you actually rinse the glass with either absinthe or herb saint, which is sort of the American equivalent.
I've seen that done.
Yeah, it's done in New Orleans. You've probably been down there doing some partying or something.
In my younger days, yeah. All right, so we learned about Zarpado, right?
Yep.
That's the one you recommend right now. $20, you said.
$20. You can't go wrong with it.
Now, you had told us that it's handmade. It's a family-owned business. Now, we were kind of fooled by Tito's in the beginning with the whole family run. And I'm sure it was at one point, but we believed how small batch that was, and then it blew up.
Yeah, this is a small family thing. So here's the thing that people don't get. I want to make a meme with this on it. I was like, because this is what handmade for normal people out there. They think it's like you had your hand out and you're distilling, and there's a Bunsen burner underneath your hand, and that's how hand distilled and stuff. And in the industry, like, they have this connotation that handmade means that you actually physically push the button.
Okay.
So the truth is somewhere in between. Small batching and stuff like that it should be had. This is done by a family. So
this is the authentic stuff.
Yeah, it's sort of authentic stuff. They don't, it's really hard to fake that, because even in Mexico, they put like you have to have a nom. You have to be a registered distillery, and you can see it a lot of things that you'll see on the shelves, and you can go look. I'll show it to you next time you come in. It's like the nom number on different products is actually the same, which means it was made at the same distillery, even though it's got a different name on it. So there's not a ton of places that produce major tequila. They're actually like they're made, a lot of them, in the same place. Doesn't mean they're the same.
Yeah,
because they're getting the agave from different places, but they are made in the same distillery.
Gotcha. All right, before I let you go, I want to talk about a fun promotion we're doing with the station, and you jumped on with us, and that is the MyFM Tons of Fun St. Patty's Day Scavenger Hunt.
Is this what I signed on for?
This is what you signed on for. You know how long it took me to come up with that name? I needed something semi-Irish. I'm not an Irishman myself. That's the best I could do. So what we're going to do is give you a chance to win a $200 gift card to Julio's Liquors to use on all their great extras there. And we'll talk about that in a second.
Did you
And
buy
all
one of those? You bought a $200 gift card?
I'm going to, yeah. And then I'm going to give it away. That's how I roll with my morning
All
show.
right.
I buy the prizes and then give them away.
All I do is pay the invoices.
That's it. That's all you do. I buy it and then, yeah. So what we're going to do is
patio furniture. It's not patio furniture.
Yeah, no. We're going to give 17 clues to 17 locations on St. Patrick's Day. You'll have from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to find these locations. And I'll tell you, they're going to be businesses in the listening area. So you're going to go around. Yeah, you're going to take a picture in front of the sign. You're going to send it to us. And whoever gets the most is going to win that $200 gift certificate. Now, we're giving that away so that people can buy all the non-alcoholic extra stuff that you have, because that's a whole, that's did I say it right? I think I said it right. Okay. So, you got to add that though. Yeah.
I don't
but talk about
it at all, but yes, go right ahead.
Tell me about some of the extra things. You have a whole other shopping experience there, especially with the hot sauces and the charcuterie. Did I get that right? Charcuterie board, like everything you need for your charcuterie board.
That's right.
Yeah. So what do you have to offer at Julio's that's not alcoholic?
Well, there's a ton of things. We do have a cheese, like you said, we have the cheese and we have some of the meats and stuff like that in the case, and we have some great hot sauces. I would say we had maple syrup that was aged in bourbon barrels, but we sold out last week.
Really? Oh, yeah, that sounds delicious.
We're gonna get more, so everybody calm down. We will get more. It went really great. We have Minuteman Popcorn is one of our people that we work with, and we started doing maple syrup in popcorn, and we ended up selling 5 cases of maple syrup out in a week, and we didn't have any more syrup to make the popcorn. So, but we have that. We have there's a whole bunch of stuff in the room. You can actually fill and refill, like olive oils and balsamic vinegars. We have that going on. What else?
Cigars.
Oh, cigars. Yeah. Cigar. All the accoutrement. There you go. See, there you go. All the mixers and stuff like need. Some really cool soda. We also have conscientious choices. That's a new one. You should probably know about that one. But
what does that mean?
Like low alcohol, no alcohol beers.
Spirits, that'd be good for you. The non-alcoholic stuff would be good for you. Yeah,
good for you. But no, some of the beers and some of the stuff that's actually coming out is actually quite good. And they're doing these spirits now that you can use to mix drinks on.
Okay.
And but some of the low alcoholic and even the athletic beer and stuff like that you would have after like a workout or something like that.
Yeah.
So we have like that type of stuff too. So there's, everything. We even have like, even for your. This is by the way. If you need to make a margarita.
Oh, I've had that. That's damn good.
It is damn good, actually. But if you need to do that, like one quick, it actually is really good. It's what I use at home when I don't want to go through all the bother. I throw that in. And another good tip I'll give you, if you're making a margarita and you can't find, you don't want to go through all the stuff and you can't get, when you go to the supermarket, get the like the limeade from. That stuff's great. If you
is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we have all of that type of stuff and a ton of other stuff. But, we have beer, wine.
Absolutely. I mean, you have everything. When it comes to that, you've got everything.
Yeah, we got
craft
all
beer.
That stuff, so don't worry about that.
And you've got people roaming the aisles like yourself, helping people with their choices.
You sounded like it was like, the dystopian roaming the aisles, looking for people to hunt and kill or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
But to help you out, yes.
Yes. And hot sauces. I got to mention the hot sauces real quick. What's the highest heat level or heat index level that you have?
There's a hot sauce. I think that if you have it, you just die.
Okay, you have that.
Yeah, we have ones you have to listen. We have some that are so hot you have to actually sign a waiver to buy.
I know you have some behind the glass, which means those are the big ones. Yeah,
those are that you have to ask somebody, and you have to sign a waiver because people are like, I'm gonna pull a prank on my buddy. I'm like, you can't pull a prank with this stuff.
Not with this stuff.
This is like serious business.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for jumping on that My FM promotion. That's going to be a lot of fun. JuliosLiquors.com is the website, and Zarpado is the tequila to look out for in Zarpado, yeah, in the next few weeks. Ryan, so much.
No problem.
Great to see you.
Nice
Cheers.
to see you. Hope to see you. Cheers, brother.
Hope to see you in person soon.
Yes, absolutely. When you come by that gift certificate, I'll see you.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. See ya. That's Ryan Maloney from Julio's Liquors. Love talking to Ryan. He's so knowledgeable, especially whiskey too. We talked about tequila tonight, but he is for sure the whiskey guy. Let's check a few comments because I haven't checked them at all. Joy. Hi, Joy. Yes, it's the birthday boy. Although I don't do the birthday week, the birthday weekend, the birthday month. I'm really not into that. Unless you're giving me gifts, I will accept them. Who else we got? We've got Andrew. Andrew, what's happening, man? All the way down in Atlanta. And these are, by the way, our legendary listeners. And this tequila's already hidden me. So I'm not even going to read this. I'm just going to go post them and then read them with you guys. I need to go and open a bottle as haven't done that yet. Well, come on, Joy, get with the program. You look good without a hat. Oh, thank you, Sally Alexander from Sally's Alley in Franklin at the Franklin Village Plaza. Good to see you. Bill, what's happening, Bill? Sally, Dr. Roof was great. We used him. Dr. Roof is awesome. 1-888-ROOF-550. Very easy. Raylene, hello, all the way from Canada. Hi, Ray from the other Ray. Julie, hi, Julie. Happy Friday to you, Julie. Molly is so great. She is all the fundraising. She's awesome at that. Bill, happy birthday. Thanks, Bill. Julie, replacements. Ah, yes, the replacements. You got it. Nice. Love it. Andrew, what do we got here? The subs and pizza and ice cream and everything. Are you trying to fatten us all up for the purge? I am. I'm trying to fatten you guys up so I look skinnier. That's why I'm doing that. All right, now I'm going to just scroll through. It's all the legendary listeners. I love it. Is whiskey actually delicious? Yes, it is, dear. It's very delicious. The right whiskey is delicious. Boozing with Ray. Zajac, what's up, my brother? How are you? JC McCord, 1800 for me tonight. Oh, he's doing the tequila thing. Awesome. JC McCord's going to join me in just a bit. We've got, hey, Danielle. How are you? Easy there, Tom Cruise. Forgot what I was making my drink. I wish. That's why I got into bartending when I did. I was a bartender a while back, and it was because of cocktail. Hi, Danielle. How are you? So good to see somebody from back home. And Jen's on here. Yes, the scavenger hunt. That's going to be fun. My cousin Rob. Hey, cousin Rob. The hot sauce selection there is really awesome. And Bill's watching. What's up, Bill? Whiskey is delicious. Yes, Bill's going to join us a little bit later on. Okay, I want to bring in my next guest here. I talked to this guy a few years ago on my FM in the morning, and his business has really boomed since. I'm not saying it's because of me, but I want to introduce you guys to a very special individual who is doing something very special because we need positivity in our lives. We do. Mark Borella from Seeds of Happiness. Hi, sir.
How you doing, Ray? Well, happy birthday. I didn't know.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It was Wednesday, but why not? I'm still celebrating.
It's tough to follow a liquor store on a.
If you're ever in this area, I see it. I don't know why you would be. Where are you right now, by the way?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Okay. So you probably would never come to Westboro, Massachusetts. But if you are in Westboro, Julio's is the place to go.
That's awesome.
Good to see you. I mean, I talked to you, I think it was right around the time that Seeds of Happiness was really taking off. And all you had was the little molds, and there were different colors, but all the same molds. I mean, none of them are the same, by the way, because they're all handmade. But it was the same design. And it seems like you've grown a lot in the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, yeah, I started playing with the seed theme, like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. I'm actually doing forget-me-not seeds for Mother's Day right now.
Okay, love it.
While I was waiting, we were painting them. So it's really become anytime you would use a greeting card, and it's kind of like a 3-dimensional greeting card.
Now, do you have an original seed with you? Because I had some, and I don't know where I put them.
Have you given them, shared them all?
I did, because we'll talk about this in a second once you show the seed if you have it. But there's a very special meaning behind these seeds that Mark and his company makes, which is Seeds of Happiness. So the original seed is those little guys right there. They got a little smiley face. There you go. And a couple eyes. How did this come about? Talk about Seeds of Happiness and how you discovered these little joys of happiness.
Well, so they're born out of actually a tragedy. So a friend of mine, I usually start out these little talks with my wife, and I have been together since we were 16. I mean, I taught her how to drive. So the person who really put us together, she, lifetime friend, her son was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, and he wasn't going to make it. So I was trying to make a piece of artwork for them. I've been fortunate, one of the fortunate few that is made a living as an artist, you know, kind of like being a professional baseball player, they tell me. So I was trying to make something that would represent their son, and I got too close to it. I was, you know, couldn't do it. So I am not usually one for a loss of words, or I've never had an artistic block in my life.
Yeah.
But this one was tough. So I made a handful of these smiles, and they sat here in the studio for a couple of years while he was going through treatments. We all kind of joined together. We did the shaving of the head team thing and raised a ton of money over the years for research for children's cancer through St. Baldrick's organization. And one night her dad calls me, though, and says, this is it. They want you to come to the house. So I actually turned around 3 times because I didn't want to say anything wrong. You know, worst case scenario that you can help a friend through. But I got the mustered up the courage, got to their house, and you know, I was like, there's nothing I can do or say to make anything better. I made you a handful of smiles. Maybe you can hold on to them until you get your smile back. They were like, oh my God, what do you call them? And I went, Seeds of Happiness. So about, you know, they go through the whole kid funeral. It's horrible. I mean, there's nothing worse. About a month afterwards, she calls me and she says, the mom calls me and said, you know, we've had these in our hands. I've actually showered with it. I've eaten with it. I slept with it. It hasn't left my hand for a month. It's been my beacon of hope. So you need to do this for other people. So I got what she was saying. And when I would be sculpting, I would take, if I was out of clay, I would take the leftover clay and I would make it into these little smiles. And I always kept them in the studio. And then off of her prompt, I kind of, if my friends were in need of a smile, or if I wanted to let them know I was just thinking of them, or what if they accomplished something, I would say, here's a smile. Let's see the happiness, you know? Yeah. Well, it kind of got out into the world. And all of a sudden, people were calling me from all over saying that they wanted the little smiles. And so we started making them. And it kind of took off. And it's been this little, it's like a tangible little hug that people send each other. So
I don't know what it is about them. It's a little mold sculpture, like it's clay, right? It starts with clay.
They're all handmade.
You know, they're all handmade, but there's something about it when you have it in your hand, like your friend said, when you're carrying it around, when it's in your pocket, it almost feels like a good luck charm. Yeah. And it is enough to bring a smile to your face. And when I first talked to you, you were gracious enough to send me a handful of these things, and I was able to share them with friends. And each one that I shared it with, there was a story, like you have a story. There was a story behind every one of them. Somebody got a promotion at work. Somebody was feeling really down. It's good for happy occasions. It's good for sad occasions. But what it is, like the name of the company, it's a seed of happiness. If you're sad, plant the seed for brighter days ahead.
Absolutely. There's a magical moment when you share a seed with somebody who actually is in need of a seed. And it's magical, you know. People remember these. I always tell everybody it's not me, you know. I make them. I'm the supplier. The people who are actually changing the world with these things, and they are, believe it or not, we get stories all the time, are the people who care enough to give them, you know. Yeah. So I will be pre-COVID. walking through airports, and I've had tens of thousands of people come up to me and tell me, I've got one of your smiles. And I always ask, who gave it to you? And not one person has ever said, I don't know. Then I ask, where is it? And not one person's ever said, I know. So not only do they know where it is and they haven't thrown it away, but they keep it because the person who they received it from cares. They know they deeply care about them,
Yeah.
So that's really what it is. And there's a little bit of that oxytocin that is released when you make other people happy.
Oh yeah.
It makes you feel good. So these work with the whole serotonin and oxytocin thing.
Absolutely.
It creates little pieces of magic. I get stories all the time. I've got a potent story if you want to hear it.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so I was doing a show. We were in Florida. I know that I was sculpting in the sand because I can remember. So a girl about 16, 17 years old comes walking up. She taps on the table right where the seeds were and said, these smiles are important. And I said, well, tell me why. And I have 2 daughters of my own. They're adults, but so she said, well, okay, I was on a bridge. I'm walking. I was going to jump off and end everything.
Wow.
She said a complete stranger stopped their car, actually backed traffic up, didn't know what I was doing, just thought I was walking, had no idea what I was thinking, and ran out of his car, gave me a little quirky smile and the card, and said, you look like you could use a seat of happiness. Got back in his car, drove away. Now, we actually call those drive-by smilings, but so she said, I looked at the card and I looked at the smile and I was like, well, here's a sign. And I walked home. I went into my kitchen where my mom was and I told her, and they took me to the doctor. I had acne real bad. They'd put me on Accutane and birth control, and the effects that the drugs were having in my mind were telling me bad things. So she was like, I'm here because you made that, And I went, well, who was the guy in the car? She said, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm here because you made it. But so these, sometimes people just need a little bit of a physical something,
Yeah.
And when people are in a dark place, these just a little, it can be a Post-it note with a smile on it. Just little, just letting somebody know that you care.
It's something tangible. It's an icebreaker. It's, what am I going to go say to this person? Now you don't have to say anything. You can simply just hand them a seed of happiness, and you don't even have to talk.
So we get these magical stories all the time. Now if you would have told me this was going to happen 15 years ago, I would have said, you're smoking crack.
Well, that's great. How has the last year been? Because I'm sure in your business, this has been the most important year for you to spread your joy and happiness.
Yeah, well, really, we came up with kind of these kindness kits is what we call them, so that people could share the smiles and we would ship them. We handwrite notes. Bill up front, I think it was like he hand wrote over 5,000 messages, hand wrote them for people. Wow. So that they could send them out in 300 days or whatever it was, 5,000 notes. I was drawing little notes to put in, whatever. Just we were trying to make it so that everybody could reach out to each other. It worked. Yep. We did. We have a pretty good sized social media following. It's a great community. When you give out smiles and join a community that's about smiles, you don't get people who are kind of jerks, or anything.
Yeah, sure.
So it's fun because people on like the group pages will share stories, share recipes, say, whatever it is, Yeah. So it's a good group. It's a support group for people.
I have a friend who's part of a podcast that I do, which is called New England Legends. And she wants to ask you if you have any ghost seeds, because she would love to send those to some of her paranormal friends.
I have glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark? Okay.
So that's that was my representation of the ghost. We make it glow in the dark.
That's awesome. All right, so there you go, Joy. Order some of those. Now for the upcoming holidays, I notice you have Easter, of course.
Yep.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
Love that. And there's some more of the bunnies. How many holidays are you representing now?
Well, we do, most of them.
Yeah.
I try to. They're all handmade, so sometimes they sell out like very quickly.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they, I just, I can't do every one of them. I try to. We have a staff of artists, that try and work as much as we can.
Yeah.
When the COVID stuff happened and we really started kicking, I figured out that there was 165 hours in a week. If I take 8 hours of, or 6 hours of sleep, 3 hours of personal time, that leaves 105 hours of work. And that's what I've been doing for the last year.
Wow. Well, good. I mean, we need you, Mark. We need people like you. And it's obviously you're not in it for the money. You are in it to spread love and joy. We all want to make a living. There's no shame in that. But no one else is doing what you're doing on this level. And I find it amazing. I found it amazing 4 or 5 years ago when I talked to you. And then I had heard through the grapevine, and not that wasn't a pun, but locally we're selling these at the Grapevine, and that's in Holliston, by the way. I happen to be looking at that, but I think I was talking to her, the owner of the Grapevine, and she had said that you were almost out of business. Did that happen at one point? Were you just about ready to get out? Because it seems now you're flying high.
No.
Okay,
we've been doing good.
Good. All right. That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. She had said otherwise, but I'm happy. But going to your website now from 5 years ago, there's so much more to explore and so much more to offer your friends and loved ones.
Yeah. We're actually getting ready to do a quick or a little reboot of everything also.
Good.
I don't know when the COVID stuff happened, a lot of the stores shut down, that we're in, and we kind of pulled back and took a couple deep breaths, to try and figure out how to make sure we can keep moving forward and keep these out in the world,
Sure.
And that might have been what she was.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She was just plain wrong, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Seedsofhappiness.com is the website. And as Joy has been checking it out since we've been talking, and she's excited about buying a few things. Oh, look at this. Look what my lovely wife said about you. Need your glasses. There you go.
That's awesome.
It really is. Mark, and there's another one here. Mark, you're such a passionate, caring love, such a nice feel-good story. It is. So everybody buy a seed of happiness or many seeds of happinesses and give them to friends and loved ones. Mark, thank you so much. It was great catching up with you again.
Great. Good to see you.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Make somebody's day.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
See you.
That's Mark from Seeds of Happiness. And I was so in love with Mark when I first heard about him and what he was doing with Seeds of Happiness when I had him on my show 4 or 5 years ago. And it was so nice to catch up with him. And I mean, Molly's right. The world is a better place because of Mark. We need love. We need happiness. Peace, love. Peace, love. Is that what Ringo said? He was absolutely right. I'm waiting for JC, my buddy JC McCord, to join us to talk about his music. He's a local musician, put an album out during COVID, which is that's a feat. What I want to do now, if I can do this quick enough, and I can't because I've been drinking tequila, but I'm going to do my best to play his. I can do this. Share. I'm going to share, and I'm going to share a screen, and it's this, and I'm going to talk my way through this, and it's very annoying because you can't see what I'm doing behind the scenes. And I'm going to share audio, and I'm going to do that. Oh, there it is. Can you see it here? Yep. I'm going to play JC McCord's tune here, and I love the video.
Anybody see my phone? My recollection is a little hazy. How the hell I get home? Oh, last night got pretty crazy. You tell me I was slamming down, acting like a clown, bought the whole bar around and away. Well, okay, could have been me. Hey, where's my credit card? Still at the bar, I guess I must have left it. Dude, where's my car? Oh yeah, I think I took an Uber instead. When did I get this sombrero tattoo? Why is my left eye all black and blue? Ran away. Well, okay, that could have been me. That could have been me, staying home every night, holding her tight in my arms. That could have been me, too blind to see everything I was doing wrong. In my arms, that could have been me, too blind to see everything I was doing wrong. Who's knocking on my door? It's the police, they want to ask me some questions about the night before. Hey, is there something that you failed to mention? They want to know if I broke into the zoo, kidnapped an Australian kangaroo, ran away. Well, okay, it could have been me. It could have been me. Well, it could have been me. Yeah. Could have been me. Could have been me.
That's the latest video. Where am I? Am I back? There's the latest video from, there I am. JC McCord, let's bring him in. Hey, buddy.
What's up, brother? Happy birthday to you, sir.
Hey, thank you so much. You're drinking tequila tonight too, aren't you?
I am.
What do you got?
This has been actually a wonderful evening of like learning all kind of new stuff about tequila. So I've got 1800. By the way, if anybody is from this company, I'm open for endorsements.
All right, it's funny you say that because as a musician, isn't that the first thing you're looking for is an endorsement by a liquor company?
Oh yeah, I mean I think that's the easiest one to go after because
it's Jack. I think it's Jack Daniels as a country artist. It's got to be Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels Fireball, man, we'll take whoever calls, you know. But we're victims of circumstances. I mean, we spend most of our times in bars. It's kind of surreal that you and I are not out gigging tonight. It's a Friday night, but I love this. Ray's happy hour is awesome. This is so cool.
And this is, by the way, it's 7:58. This is where the ish comes. It's a little bit past the hour, and we always go over. So hold on, I got a couple comments here. Oh, Karen says hi.
Hey, Karen.
And Kim says hi.
Hey, Kim.
And Joy says she loves the video. Look at that.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh. That's why I do it. It's just such an amazing. It's so amazing when somebody connects with your music. I mean, there's no greater high.
So you put an album out during COVID. Talk about that. How'd that work?
I did. So yeah, shameless plug. JC McCord, Good Life Country. Worked on it the whole time I was quarantined. All of the writing really took place in my basement, and it started out as just kind of therapeutic. I mean, the single off the album, Living the Good Life, was me sort of taking stock of all the great things in my life, because it was really easy to kind of go down, a dark path and just be getting depressed when you're kind of cut off from society.
Yeah.
And I just needed to take stock of everything that was working and everything that I have in my life. I mean, I'm so blessed. my wonderful wife, Michelle. And by the way, I got to get him in on this because he was upset that I didn't get him in on the radio interview. So I don't know if you can see him behind me, but that's my dog. No, it's kind of.
Oh, there is. Yeah, I can see.
So that's Bentley in the back. He's living the good life. He's not living as good as Gunther that you were talking about on the radio show this morning. But he's
Jason's talking about a dog that I talked about this morning that's worth $400 million. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, the owner is worth that, right? No, the dog has no owner. The owner died, left $400 million to this one dog. Crazy.
Unheard of. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know you could do that.
Didn't know. I mean, could you imagine the like the wait staff and the service people thinking to themselves, what the hell am I doing? I mean, there's no way the dog's going to leave me any money, and I'm servicing a dog all day.
Right. And with Bentley, we just got him a few months ago. And so we've been doing the training. And that's one of the things that they tell you, like, that's not good for dogs. Like, they need strict discipline. They need that structure. So I can't imagine what that's doing for that dog's psyche. But, hey, I'm sure he's got therapists to work it out because he can afford them.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Shah. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're an educator as well for the Milford Public School System.
Yes, sir. I've been proudly for over 10 years.
Are you looking forward to going back full time?
I am. The thing is obviously we want to make sure that it's the right thing. It's the safe thing to do.
Yes.
But we've really been missing that full on connection. It's like we've gotten to work with our kids in these kind of like small doses a little bit, between the hybrid of a little bit in the classroom and most of it online on Zoom.
Yeah.
And there's definitely elements that cannot be replaced, that you get whenever you're in a classroom. And I'm sure, all teachers can agree with me on that. We just want to make sure that everything's safe and everybody wants to get to the same goal. We just want to make sure that we do it safely. But I'm looking forward to it. I have, faith in the administration. I know that, everybody's got sort of a seat at the table and they're getting a chance to say, what they think is right. And I have faith in the system. So hopefully when it's time, we'll get back in full swing.
How have the kids and your coworkers taken to your new endeavor with the album? Have you heard any feedback from them?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I think some. I don't really share it too much with the students because, I just kind of have, it's different from the persona that I have as a teacher. But, I also don't hide it either. If a student comes up to me and says, hey, I saw you on the internet, you've got the song out. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of what this is what I do when I'm not teaching. But I feel like a lot of my co-teachers, they sort of know it. I mean, I'm always singing in the office anyway. So they're like, are you a singer or something? I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, of course I am. So I don't think they were too surprised. But yeah, I get that question asked all the time. They're like, so, are you quitting your day job? I'm like, nah, man. You just, go ahead.
What if Nashville calls? What if, I mean, these are really good songs. I mean, we all put music out on a local level. We all do that. But you're in the upper level. You're in the upper echelon of local music. I mean, from the packaging to the music itself. I mean, it's pro.
Thank you. It means a lot to me for you to say that. So thank you so much, Ray. And I love it. Music's always been in my life. I did go to Berklee. In fact, my first trip to Massachusetts was when I attended Berklee College of Music. I studied writing. I spent the better part of the late 90s through the early 2000s in Nashville and kind of a part of that music scene down there and, kind of made my way up the ladder, so to speak. I feel like I made it to the farm team, never quite made it to the majors, but, never say never. And if I am doing some writing with some Nashville writers, thanks to the whole online community where a lot of co-writing has shifted to online because of circumstances.
Right.
So I'm writing with some Nashville writers. I'm certainly trying to bump up my street cred there. And yeah, I would certainly welcome the call. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, the funny thing is with country music is that some of the guys are older, and you can write, you can be in, a 65, 70-year-old guy still write country music. So I feel like there's no age limit to break into country music.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's the thing I always appreciated about Nashville. They have this saying that the song is king, and it's all about good writing, and good communication with an audience to communicate those songs, and that's at the heart of it. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you're, I've seen 18-year-old writers that just blow me away with the ability that they have. It's like, wow, how did you develop that? You're only 18 years old. And
Right.
then I've seen like master craftspeople in their 60s, even 70s that are still getting cuts on today's country music. It's not like they're kind of shipped out to pasture like in Branson, Missouri, or they're kind of like on the older stations. I mean, there's older folks that are still getting cuts on top 40 radio. So I think that's very significant. And yeah, especially I guess increases my chances, because you may be moved up to the penthouse, buddy, but I'm right at your heels.
Exactly. Who are you following? Are you following any country artists right now? I listen to a ton of country because I'm in the cover band Tailgates Down, and I really got into country 4 or 5 years ago. I did the 90s thing when Garth came out and Alan Jackson, those guys. So I had like a 2-year stint in the 90s with country. And then I think it disappeared anyway, but it's really come back strong over the last 10 years. And I absolutely love it. I love the writing. I think that's what I love about it. And I love the fact that it's just about drinking with your buddies and your gal on a Friday night and good times. You know what it is? It's 80s hair band music with a twang.
It's funny you say you're 100% on the mark. It fluctuates. Country music, like any popular music, has always gone in these sort of cycles, how it moves, and it's a fascinating psychological component, because you look at music that's popular now, and exactly like you said, you can find components of it, like little things, very subtly done, that really connect you with like 80s music, 90s music, and that is done very intentionally.
Yeah,
so
I bet.
I've always found that whole psychological dynamic to be just fascinating to me. Go ahead.
I have a playlist on Apple iTunes, which is Happy Hour. And is it happy? I think it's Happy Hour. And all it is fun weekend drinking songs. It's Beer Never Broke My Heart. It's Fix a Drink. That puts me in a mood. And the song that we just played there, what was it? Oh, That Could Have Been Me.
Okay, that could have been me. Yeah.
We all can relate to that. I don't care if you like country, you don't like country. We can all relate to that. We've all been there.
Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
And exactly.
You asked me who I was following. You mentioned some great artists.
Oh, yeah.
It's Luke Combs. I think it's great, man.
Amazing. And not just a performer, but a great writer.
Yes, a super writer. I think like at some point he might have even been on, I don't know if it was America's Talent. I think it was The Voice. I think he was on The Voice.
Okay.
And I think he probably didn't do too well. And Blake might have even said something publicly about, he's not going to do nothing. So he had to eat his words eventually later, which I think is great for Luke, because his writing is stellar. Yeah. And another guy to kind of come from those shows to look out for is Ian Flanagan.
Okay.
This is a guy, he had some success on The Voice. He's kind of an up and comer. I've been trying to get to his people and trying to write some songs, but what's fascinating to me is country music is so diversified now, and he's got like this soulful, raspy, almost like he eats charcoal kind of voice that just sort of fits what he's got going on, and it's so different, it's so unusual. And then for there to be the hip hop element that's in country, I think that's awesome. I think that can't do anything but positive things for the industry. I think it's so refreshing to see them finally opening their gates a little bit wider, because Nashville's always kind of been this tight group. So for them to be opening their gates to a lot more different styles of music to kind of bring in and incorporate, I think that shows growth. I think it shows diversity, and I think it shows that the genre itself is going to continue to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, like Luke Bryan's very poppy. You got John Party, who is a little bit more old school. You got Chris Stapleton, who is just in a whole world of his own.
Right.
And who else?
And
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton. You got new generations like Thomas Rhett, who is Rhett Atkins' son. Rhett is still performing, and he's still getting on top 40. So it's so cool to see these generations of newer artists that are coming out. It's I think it's fascinating.
Is it something you really loved, country music, or was it kind of strategic to go in that direction? Because Roadhouse Strangers is a band that you were, I don't know if you're still doing it, still in it. Okay. But you guys are more blues, soulful. It's a blues original band. And now that you're going off on your own, was country a direction you wanted to go into, or was it the safe bet?
Such a great question. So country music is something, first off, I just grew up listening to it. Growing up as Southwestern Pennsylvania, I literally, my high school graduating class, we had 89 kids. We were just shy of 100. At 89 kids. And at one point, I could tell you the first and last name of everybody I graduated with and everybody a class under me and above me. That's how I
was. Yeah, I grew up that way. Yeah.
See, there you go. And so it really was the stereotypical big trucks, back roads. We were having keg parties out in cow fields. I'm very ashamed to say at one point I did very unsuccessfully go cow tipping. I didn't tip a cow. I ended up covered in mud and probably a few other things. But I did. I grew up. When they talk about when they have songs about small towns, it's like, I lived that. And then when I got to Berkeley, there was a little bit of a marketing aspect to finding out, okay, your sound. When I've been trying to define what is my sound, I worked with several music teachers that said, you really just kind of have this natural country thing without trying. And maybe that's where you should put your efforts into. So that kind of got the ball rolling, because at Berkeley, I was singing Satin Doll and I was doing jazz songs. I was doing Elton John, Billy Joel. I was trying to find myself there. So I was singing all kind of stuff. And I've been open to a lot of different genres, but when the teacher started telling me, maybe you should think about looking at that commercially and professionally, I think that's when that opened the door to me starting getting serious. And then, like I told you, I went down to Nashville. So I got work as a demo singer. And what demo singers do, those are all the singers, the major league, well, I don't know about myself, but there's a lot of talented folks that are always waiting in the wings. And demo singers go into the studios. They get hired by the songwriters. And songwriters, when they're pitching songs, they already have an idea in mind who they want to pitch to. So I would go into the studio, on a good day, I might have 5, 6 songs to record. And they would say, okay, this song we would like you to kind of sound like Kenny Chesney. Can you do a Kenny Chesney thing? Or can you kind of do like a Tim McGraw thing, kind of sound like, the way he does phrasing? Can you do it like that? And that was the gig. And you would, at the time I was getting paid $50 a song. And hey, then I was able to eat that night. That's kind of how it worked. You sing for your supper, literally.
But a lot of guys ended up doing well because of that. I think Cole Swindell may have been one of those guys that was a studio guy or a writer. And a lot of the writers have become the big pop sensations now that they are. So you never know what's going to happen.
It's true. And I don't even mind shamelessly, I'll name drop right now, but I remember there was a club down in Printer's Alley in Nashville. And there was a place called Lonnie's that I used to perform at. And it was basically, it was like a karaoke bar kind of thing. So like you would get up and sing for the crowd, and you would do it to like a mixtape of tracks.
Yeah.
And I was, Gary LaVox was down there doing the same thing that I was, before him and his cousin Jay DeMarcus finally formed Rascal Flatts, and
Wow.
they took off like a rocket. But it's like everybody kind of was down there trying to find their feet, so to speak.
Sure.
And
That's awesome.
Yeah, man,
Well,
fun experience.
Congratulations on the album itself. I think it's awesome. People can get it right there, right?
They sure can. And when you go to jcmccord.com, make sure that you sign up for my my personal community called the Farm Team. I do have a starter merchandise pack. I got little cool magnets there. I got some stickers, and my personal favorite. This is the Living the Good Life. Man, I got to get you one of these next time I come.
Absolutely, please.
I'll load you up with merchandise, but you can get all these things free. I'll just ask you to cover shipping and handling. You just go to my website, sign up for the Farm Team, and I will hook you up with all that cool merchandise.
Dude, it's what we're all looking for. The good life, living the good life. That's all we want right now. We want seeds of happiness, and we want to live the good life.
I love those seeds of happiness. Well, my wife was over there. I think she was online ordering some stuff because we were going to give out gifts. So super cool.
Awesome.
This has been great education tonight. I really enjoyed the show, and thank you so much for having me on.
Well, keep up the good work. Great to talk to you, buddy. Cheers.
Great to talk to you, brother. Love you. Can't wait till we can get
love you too.
in person.
Absolutely.
Take
See ya.
care.
JC McCord, awesome music. The album is really good. And again, I talk about local music, and everyone's putting their stuff out. I've put stuff out, and I think what we're doing is pretty good. And I love listening to local music. JC's taking it to another level. So awesome. We all aspire to do what he's doing. All right, it is time, and I know he's waiting in the wings. It is time for this little fun thing. Oh, Zant's in there. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Ray?
How are you? Cheers, buddy.
I am well. How are you?
Good, thank you. This is where the show gets a little risque, so if you have children in the room, you might want to move them somewhere else. Maybe. I don't know. It's never that bad, but things happen. They come out.
Sure. Happy Friday to you. Happy birthday to you, birthday week.
Thank you. I don't do it. I don't do the birthday week thing. Do you? Do you enjoy the birthday week or month?
No, I usually I accept a weekend. I will totally accept a weekend. Like a Friday and Saturday night. That I'll accept.
I'll accept that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if it falls on a weekend, absolutely. You go out on a Friday night. Maybe you celebrate on Saturday with your family. Yeah, that I get. With my birthday on a Wednesday, it is what it is.
Indeed, it was, and it seemed like a good time. You got some great gifts.
I got some awesome gifts, and I was able to spend the end of the night with you guys. We did a Zoom with some friends, and that was a lot of fun. So it was a great.
Talking to the Footsteps Falco, man. You look a lot different, but
you like that? I love this jersey. Oh my God! Now there's a company out there, and the Chiefs jersey that I have from Slapshot only cost me $35, and it is. I mean, it's the real deal. It's not thin. It feels like a hockey jersey. This is a football jersey from the same company for Shane Falco from the Replacements, and it was only $35. I mean, I got to get you the website. It's amazing. Although, you know what I did tonight? Hold on. I was making raviolis for Annie, and the can wasn't opening, so I tried to pry it open, and then I slipped with the spoon, so all the ravioli went ping all over the kitchen and all over my shirt. First day I wore this, and I had spaghetti or spaghetti sauce all over it, and I cleaned it up with a Tide pen. That's the story.
Otherwise, you could have just gone with it was blood of another man's blood when you.
I can't have anything nice. I'm so glad that I only spent $35 on this, but it's fine now. But it's so cool. I love wearing these out and not telling people what it is and let them figure it out. Who's Falco? What team is that? That's crazy. You're nuts.
Oh no, I love doing that. I agree. It's just a blast to actually have, I mean, you got to remember back when we were kids, we would never have this cool memorabilia that you could wear now to actually, to present to the entire outside world that doesn't know what you're presenting. And it is like, it's an inside joke. You guys don't know what's going on.
But when you do find that one person, it's like an instant connection right there.
Yes.
This is an instant icebreaker for people that I want to know. If I go out, right, and I run across somebody at Target and I look at them, I'm like, I don't want to know you. I have enough friends. I'm not going to say hi. I'm just going to walk by you. But if somebody says, The Replacements, great movie, that could be a friendship in the making.
Lost a ton of money on that Sugar Bowl, Ray.
Right? Oh, such a waste. But ended up being one of the best scrubs in the game.
Yep. Man, such a great movie, too. Just loved it.
Have you watched Superman and Lois yet? We talked about it on Chicken Chat the other night, but nobody had watched it.
I'm sorry. No, I have 2 in the queue. They're on my DVR to watch, the pilot and the second episode.
Okay.
I haven't watched that yet. I haven't watched Coming to America yet. That actually dropped yesterday. I haven't watched that yet. I haven't watched WandaVision yet. We've got so much to do. So, I mean, damn.
Well, I can tell you that WandaVision is going to be very emotional. You know why I know? Because Kevin Smith once again posted a picture of him crying.
Yep.
I love Kevin Smith, but I am done with the pictures of him crying. The fact that the man takes the time to take a selfie to say, I was very emotional about this show or movie or whatever. He's done it like 3 or 4 times since he had the heart attack.
I know, and I love it. I'm pretty sure today was the first day that he started smoking dope again too. I know that he had quit for a week for one reason or another. But
he said that
today,
yeah.
I believe he was smoking up again. He said he didn't miss it. He said, but he's looking forward to smoking up again.
Well, Karen watched Superman and Lois and liked it, so that's a great review right there. I enjoyed it. I'm in the middle of the second one, and it's totally different than any other Superman thing we've ever seen, because, and it's not a spoiler, but he's a dad. He's got 2 kids. He's got Lois as the wife, and so he's dealing with it's the whole CW thing. It's teen angst. It's family. It's this and that. It's not just the superhero show. It's about him as a dad.
And they with a lot of the shows, they've tackled it really well. The first few seasons of Flash was great. Smallville, the entire series, I thought was great. Knowing that it's going to be a CW type of show. As long as you go into it with that, and then you get the really good aspect of it, and you're going to have the drama too. It's just it goes hand in hand.
It's a little. I think this one's a little bit more. It's a bit cinematic, more cinematic than the other shows. I really liked it.
Well, I think with everything, as time goes on, it gets easier to make things look more cinematic. So everything should be evolving with the times,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you want to bring in some friends?
We got friends.
We got Justin.
Justo.
I don't know if he's there, but we got Bill. We have Bill's portrait.
I think the things that we do for the graduations and the gifts that they have.
You got to mute Bill.
Yeah, I'll take him out until he joins us. It's been a blank wall since he logged on. So I don't know. I think he forgot that he's logged on.
So loud.
Justin, how are you?
Fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm good. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a little Treehouse Doppelganger.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Oh, I haven't had Treehouse in months.
So
That's
it's
all I
funny.
have.
We did this thing, and Jeff came over, and he gave me these drinks, and then he said, "Oh, and I have an extra one. I thought you'd like it." I said, "Thanks, man. I'm doing the keto thing, so I'm not drinking beer right now." And he says, "Oh, can I have it back?" I said, "No, I'll drink it eventually."
No, man, you gotta. This is like this is like a 30-day kind of beer. Like you don't want to let it go longer than that.
Oh, really? Is that true? Okay, I don't know that. I mean, hold on. We have another friend here, Tim Rice.
Hey, Santa.
Hey, buddy.
Woo!
How are you?
I'm Santa. I'm fine. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Have you watched Superman and Lois yet?
Yeah, actually, I really like it.
Yeah. Justin, have you seen it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, you like that stuff.
He doesn't deal with
I do.
You're more.
I'll
the
catch
Star
up in
Wars
about
guy, though.
6 months.
The
Yeah, there you
production
go.
value is incredible.
That's what I was just telling Jay. It's very cinematic. I love it. And I like that Superman too. I didn't see him on Jay. What'd you say? He was on the Flash.
I know he was actually on Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah. I don't. Who's that? Who's that actor? What has he done?
I don't know him at all.
No, he's good
I like,
though.
I like the spin. I like the take on their story.
Yeah.
Grizzly.
Kim loves the beard.
Thanks, Kim.
I like to think that your glasses are just going to get thicker and thicker and thicker, because they look kind of.
Why do I come here?
I haven't said a thing.
No,
I was
you
happy
haven't,
to
Ray.
see it.
Thank you, Ray.
How
Let's
was the
see,
real world thing?
Oh, did you watch
Actually, you
that?
know what? I'll admit I teared up a little bit.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Because I want to watch it, but isn't it on like the Paramount Network?
Yeah, so I had CBS All Access, so I got it, and it was like 99 cents for the first month, so I figured I'd try it.
Oh, I mean,
So
that
Tim's
was no
talking about it's the Real World reunion, the first season.
New York.
First
How old,
season,
how
it's
old are they now?
They're our age. They're
92. They're
yeah,
90.
48 to 50.
Wow.
That was the first reality show I ever watched, and I was hooked. I watched every single episode, and most of it was boring as hell. But sometimes they got some funny stuff that happened on it when the producers pushed them in the right direction.
They had a couple pushes, you could tell. They're in the same loft.
Yeah.
Oh, are they really?
They found the
Yeah,
same
but they didn't know. Like their taxi and their limos took them to the loft, and they all freak out.
The first 3 or 4 seasons of Real World were real. Well, maybe the first 2 or 3.
First 3, San Fran was the best one. San Fran season 3, they actually
Pedro.
had jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
that was when they would have regular people. They were regular people who were all different shapes and colors. And then it was, wait, can we get some future supermodels on this show?
Seattle's where it all went bad.
See, they always were pushed in different directions, though. They were given scripts. They were saying, told things all the time, saying, like, this is probably the best to happen. After a while, they're just like, let's get really hot people and just make sure they're going to sleep with each other. And that's all that happened after a while.
Exactly.
I don't know if that helps.
Pretty.
That doesn't help. No.
My buddy Dan is watching the Bruins. I don't know if he's paying attention. He's letting us know what the scores are, though. Thanks, Dan.
Oh,
and I think right. I think we have Bill. There he is. Bill, we were listening to you yell at D. What's going on over there? You okay?
Graduation.
You okay, Bill?
Yeah, I know that sound.
This is riveting TV.
What's up,
It is
boys?
for me.
How about how are you?
Is there a 12-minute delay?
I just cracked open a upload Citra from Start Line.
Whose graduation?
Bill was talking about we tried to bring Bill in earlier, and he was talking about graduation behind the scenes.
What happened to Ray's audio?
I'm here. I don't know where you are.
I can hear him fine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear him.
Can you hear everyone
Just
else?
Ray?
Just Ray.
Just Ray.
Bill, you
He's
okay?
the host.
Bill's gonna choke a puppy
no, I
or
can't.
something.
What?
So apparently I'm the host now. How's everybody doing?
I'm just kidding. I'm here.
I'm not a cat.
Okay, so I don't know if Bill can hear me. I've been trying to get Bill in. He just yelled at me on the private chat, but I've been trying to get him in for the last 15 minutes, and it's been nothing but his painting behind him. Can he really not hear me? Try logging out, asshole.
He's
He's so angry.
He took himself out. I know. He took himself out. Can you log back in? I don't know if he can hear me behind the scenes. He's still down in the queue.
Sometimes you just gotta take yourself
Hear
out.
everyone but Ray.
Maybe Bill.
I'm gonna log out and log in. All right, we'll try that.
just
See what happens.
He needs to go for a walk.
Weird. I can hear everything, says Justin. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You can hear me. That's me. Did you hear me? The echo?
Turn that down.
The other. He's got somebody else listening.
Somebody's watching on another device. Weird. I can hear everything. Okay. Anyway.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I love whenever there's something that actually funny happens on one of our shows because I'll start laughing, and then I listen because behind me on the other side of the wall is gone, and I'll start hearing her like laughing up a storm. So I kind of wait for a second because we get like a 5-second lag.
Except for Bill, he has a 12-minute lag.
I'm still not hearing Ray.
That's so weird.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I'll just try to read his lips.
You know what, Bill? You tell us what you want us to say to Ray. We'll say it to Ray.
Ray is saying, "Fine shoes."
I don't know what's going on.
Hey, so it looks like what's the Christmas specials where Santa had the red beard, and then so like where the before and the after.
Yeah, I just want to.
So
I'm going to bring Bill up solo because Bill. I don't know if you can hear me.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Check. I saw Bill for the first time over Zoom the other day.
No idea what Ray is saying.
Yeah. We had a meeting.
No idea.
Look at that beard. Look at that beard.
Beard.
It is something. Oh, what happened? Who did that? You can't do that. Exit solo.
Oh, he left.
Oh, he left. He logged out. But I saw Bill for the first time over Zoom, and it's very impressive beard. And then he hasn't had a haircut in a long time either.
Mine's not impressive.
We expect that from you. I didn't
hair.
expect it from. Yeah, you don't have the hair. Sorry,
I get it. I don't no hair.
That's all
He's
right.
looking like a hippie.
We were actually saying that yesterday, how much you've aged out of all of us in the last 10 years.
I don't know why I don't want to join any of these things.
Can you hear me now? You have me
Nope.
now? No, he doesn't have
Yes,
me now.
I can't hear you. This is, oh my God, it's the greatest thing.
All right.
All right,
Now
and that's the show.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Later,
Time to go.
Is anybody a tequila drinker here?
I will drink tequila.
Yeah,
I'll drink it.
Yep,
will you? Yeah.
I do
Jay?
enjoy it.
Anyway,
I mean, I'll drink anything that's put in front of me, but if you ask me, do I prefer tequila? No, I do not.
Yeah, I was that way
Okay.
until I had really good tequila. Yeah, good tequila is really good.
Yeah,
I love margaritas. I mean, does that count?
yeah.
Well, that's tequila. Yeah.
I know, but I don't taste tequila. I wouldn't go and do a shot of tequila.
No, I don't think you need to do shots. I think you're better than that.
Thanks, man.
Tim,
you gotta have the good
I know-
coffee tequila.
coffee. Oh, I have a Cabo coffee tequila, which is really good.
I've never had tequila.
Never had it. Okay, well that's a goal then.
Okay.
You should try Pepe Lopez tequila. High
Yeah.
quality, no hangover.
Whatever you do, drink a huge amount in a short period of time.
No, what you do is
It never goes bad.
you take a shot of Sambuca before anything you're actually going to take so that you know what tastes like crap and then you know what tastes good.
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you.
I want to
I
see
had-
some more tequila.
Right.
I'm never gonna. There's nobody in any of these Hollywood Square boxes right now I would take drinking advice from.
Oh,
Actually, I'm looking at 4 pros.
yeah.
You get pros.
Yeah, pros that have, we've made a lot of mistakes. We're the guys that can tell you what to avoid. However, for the purpose of this, from entertainment, we're just trying to make you drink too much.
Tim, I'm 29 years old. I've lived a lot of life.
You look fantastic.
You look great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Who was the
okay.
one that told you to not drink the White Russians? I was the one
I
that
don't know,
told
I'm
you. I
drunk.
was like, there's a lot of vodka in those.
So you've
You're like,
given
I
me
don't
good advice
care.
once. Thank you.
I gave you lots of White Russians.
You gave me lots. You and Jeff.
You're
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
We were a tag team.
8 years ago is when I was going to be an astronaut.
Yep.
That was my birthday at Peppercini's. We were astronauts. Were playing when they were bands at Peppercini's, and you drank all the White Russians. Do you still have that receipt?
Molly has it.
It was an impressive receipt of all White Russian.
12 White Russians in a row.
Wasn't it 9?
There's 12 or 11, 9. I don't know. Urban legend will be 36 by next year.
No, I think it was legitimately 9, and that's a lot of White Russians.
Yeah.
That's
only 4 because they always had 2 at once.
That's enough to make you lactose intolerant.
I don't drink milk anymore.
It's a lot.
Jay, I dig that shirt, man. Jay's shirt. Love it.
Motley Crue.
Thank you. You can see his whole package right there.
Yeah. So this shirt right here, you guys gonna get a look at it?
Got that. Faith No More.
Yeah. So this is a shirt that the band sold to support their crew.
Yeah.
They had a big push, and they sold a ton of them just to help out with their road crew and their techs and all, and their production people, because the performers that have been hurt by this, they probably banked a little bit of cash, but all those gig workers that were getting paid either weekly or day rates, that stuff's just gone. That's got to come back soon.
I want to hang out with Mike Patton just for a day, because I still think he's friggin' nuts, and I just want to see what a day in the life kind of consists of.
Yeah, that would be fun. I did. Right? I met a couple of those dudes in the band on the Real Thing tour at the Living Room in Rhode Island. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
It was my first 18+ show as a 13-year-old.
I was having that conversation with somebody the other day. It's like, boo hoo, all you rich musicians can't play now. I think you can take a break, but there are so many people behind the scenes that are being affected, all the way to the concession people. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. It's
people like you, Bill.
Yeah. What happened to me? It's only been a year. Look at me.
He's 29 years old, people.
Yeah, I've been 29 for the last year and a half.
I can't wait to be 29.
That joke twice now, man. I'm good at this shit.
No, that's good. You're right, Ray. It's something to think about. But also on the same side, let's not just go crazy here and get everybody sick. Let's try to figure out a way to at least.
I saw it on the news. It's all over.
Yeah,
it's all over.
It's gonna be gone in April, I'm told.
Then why am I?
I don't know what April.
I saw a message. I saw a message come down to from a venue, and it was that day. It was Monday when everything. Well, the next phase started. It doesn't mean everything was open, but the next phase started, and the band said to the venue, "We just got the news. We're ready to throw a huge party. Let's celebrate." And you still can't bring 300 people into a venue. You still can't be dancing and spitting all over each other. It's got to be a gradual roll in. And a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, well, I want to get back into it. They said we can perform now, but it's not going to be that easy.
Well, maybe this is the opportunity for maybe it's
what? No singing in the North Pole.
Or maybe this is the opportunity for all the shitty bands that couldn't bring people to finally get their day. You don't have to bring anybody, pal.
Yeah. Why don't you play? Because I know you're not going to bring anyone.
Yeah. So you and we're not going to pay you.
You want to start naming some of those bands?
No, that's the new business model for bars. Bars can charge bands. You want to play here? You give us $100, and then you make it up at the door.
Why? Oh, did I glitch? I'll do it again. It's.
You're just about to name 5 bands, yeah.
I would do it, and at this point, I don't really care who hates me anyway.
We can tell.
I've had a whole year to figure out that I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
If one thing I've learned over the last year is that life is way too short to get bogged down with bullshit.
Except for this last year, it's been really long.
It has been long.
It's been the longest March ever. So I got this.
Stud finder?
You got it.
I got it. I do that with the kids. Nobody laughs in my house.
I got one. I got 2 or 3 laughs.
Yeah, you got me. I thought you were gonna say pacemaker, but
he's only 29.
But you're too young for that.
29 and a half.
I have Justin, why have I aged the most? Why is it me?
Have you seen a picture from 10 years ago, Tim?
No. I'm not in a lot of photos.
You should find a picture of you from 10 years ago.
Ooh, bro.
You were young, you were youthful, you had like more hair, you didn't have glasses, you weren't as crotchety.
I have the same hair, I just now shave it.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
What? Here, hold on.
Yeah, well, maybe what it is that his appearance has caught up with his attitude.
Oh, look at Tim. Look at him.
There you go.
Look at Dan.
That's Dan?
Yeah.
Little Danny.
Danny.
That's my brother's wedding. One of them. So what do we do while the host is gone?
Let's pretend we can't hear him when he gets back.
How you been, Bill? I haven't talked to you in a while.
I've been good. I've been, about a year ago, D and I said no matter what happens, we're going to stay positive, and we've been sticking to that. So
you've been COVID positive for a year?
Well, yeah, we've been very positive. No matter what happens, maybe tomorrow will be better. And hey, this is a good thing that happened today. So every little thing we've been positive. So I haven't had a haircut and a shave since December. I have been building up my record collection. I bought a new turntable, got some new speakers for the basement. I probably could do a lot more productive things with my evenings, but I've been playing video games now, which is somewhat new for me. I played when I was younger, but didn't have a system for a long time. So
I just finished a Zelda game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I was very excited.
Playing Grand Theft Auto on Xbox.
Nice.
Same thing. I've been playing video games. I haven't played video games in years.
Something that I really want to play again, I haven't played in ages, was Twisted Metal. That was a blast. I want to play that again.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Hell yeah. I want to play that online against a bunch of young kids and just kill them all.
I loved Twisted Metal. I don't know why they haven't remade that into one of the new systems. Because that was Xbox. I mean, that was PlayStation, one of the earlier PlayStations, maybe 2 or 1 even.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
I never had a PlayStation.
Good. I had the first version.
Yeah, I think, and I talked about this before, and I'm so friggin' old, it sucks, because once they came out with the PlayStation controller and they had too many buttons for me to really deal with, I got really angry. I think that the Genesis controller was the perfect controller, but as soon as PlayStation made you these 4 fingers, not a finger, 4 fingers in front, and I was playing this like jet ski game, and I was doing really good at it, but then I realized the only way for me to get to the next level was to utilize these 4 fingers on the front, and I'm like, that's it, I'm done.
Now the only way to get to the next level is to pay.
Yeah,
you can pay to get to the next level of games right now. It's insane.
Jay,
I did call the Zelda hotline once in like 1986 for like a dime.
Jay, was that the jet ski game from Nintendo Cube, where because they only had a few games? That was an awesome game.
No, it was for PlayStation, and it was a blast. I mean, I loved it, and I was getting really good at it until I got to that level where you had to use, because they were like the back fins of your jet ski, and nope, I wasn't gonna learn that. I'm too stubborn in my ways.
Hey, when do you talk to Phil?
I did talk to him.
I'm not rich.
He doesn't like the look of it.
You're not a millionaire, Tim.
I wasn't a millionaire yesterday. So.
But he is no expert. So while he doesn't like the look of it, he says you should still make sure you bring it to somebody.
I did. I brought it to Phil.
No. Not that picture's gonna work.
But I don't trust anybody.
I don't blame you. But the main thing is, it is what it could be. It is what it is in your mind.
I told you what I thought, but it has to be cleared up because I can never die knowing that coin was sitting there. And
it is a very nice looking coin, though.
No, it's really not.
Oh, I loved it. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was something fine to
I'll sell it to you for $50,000.
It's okay.
That's a deal.
$4.
If it's real, it's worth $5 million.
If it's real, yes.
He doesn't like the way it looks. That's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
What happened?
Don was just spraying water on me because I was doing fire tricks while you were gone, Ray.
I missed fire tricks.
Yes,
that was 10 minutes.
Is that what that meant?
Yes.
Yes.
But no, it's supposed to be gold, Tim, and it doesn't look gold.
Oh, no, I thought it was supposed to be copper.
No, not the one you're thinking of.
Oh, I don't know. I read something somewhere. I thought it was copper. Yeah, it's definitely not gold.
No, he says that looks more like brass to him.
Okay.
But again, without holding it, you can't tell for sure. You know, But he said that it looks almost too weathered. Like it's like supposed to look weathered kind of way. You can see too much of what's going on this with it looking weathered the way it is. But
I agree. So
his consensus without seeing it.
So I gotta go. I gotta go return some shit.
That's that speedboat.
I gotta cancel some orders.
Gotta unsend those emails.
Well, I mean, I did have one thing to say earlier that preceded the coin discussion, which I didn't really get, but I'm going to have to back Jay up and say the Sega controller was probably the finest one.
I agree.
Just to round out that conversation. And back in the day, we played so much that if I wore out the B button, we took apart the controller and switched it with the A. But now we had fresh B and a slow A because everything was B and C.
Bill's been playing the old school Sega hockey game lately. He always posts pictures.
Yeah, 94. It was reissued with NHL 2021, and the great thing it's the old school game. It's not the one with the fights and the blood though. Not the one from
Make his head bleed.
Yeah, that was a good one, but it is good, but it's
got new players.
It has current rosters with the old school game, which is really fun.
I played it once.
And it's 2 buttons, by the way. It's just 2 buttons on the Xbox, which is nice. But
you got to remember, I mean, when we started off with Atari, we had 1 joystick and 1 button. And while there was not a lot going on in these games, there was still a lot going on in these games as it progressed. And we still had that 1 joystick and 1 button. We did a lot.
Absolutely. Go play Frogger, man. That was a solid game.
Jack's got the Xbox subscription, so you can download whatever games you want.
Yep.
So I downloaded MMA, Ultimate UFC, sorry, and I played it. Actually, I played it the other day for the first time, and I had to do all the tutorials, which took me like 45 minutes. And I still couldn't remember once I actually did the fight. I couldn't remember any of the combinations between 20 different buttons, and it wasn't fun in the end.
One of my customers gave me this. This is an emulator. It's got a Raspberry in it, Justin, and and it's got like 2,000 games on it. I haven't hooked it up yet. All I need to do is just get a USB to the television and a power source, and that's it. 2,000 games in this thing. And again,
so they have the Nintendo emulator, and they have the ones that like my barber, the guy Jake at the chop shop, he used to have the big Atari game with all the games in it. It's just an emulator, so they port the games over so you can play them, but you get the same kind of feel for it. And that's what they do with those little the Nintendo reissues and the Genesis reissue. Jeremy's got the Genesis.
They got the arcade ups now at a lot of the places, but don't ever settle for those. Just seek people out. They can actually make you a cabinet. You can get again like 2,000 games in a nice cabinet, a full size, not the small cabinet, a nice big cabinet, and you can actually get those for like right around $600-700 now. And there's really good stuff as compared to, they used to be like $5,000. You'd have to buy, an old school cabinet and it would break within a couple of weeks. But now they have these beautiful cabinets you can get very cheap, very affordable.
Until you get dysentery.
What?
Yeah, tell Raylene we're living in Oregon Trail right now.
Yeah.
By the way, I love that Jay just said, I have this. All I have to do is get my USB to the TV.
That is.
And these will never happen.
I'm so lazy.
If you need Justin, the IT guy, to come over and hook up your USB to the TV, just ask him. He's right there. Might take him a couple days. I'm sure he can figure it out.
I even have my extra long USB wire so that I can go. I mean, it's still coming.
I'm sure that's USB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks very small.
Yeah, hold on.
That's an extender.
That's what she
No,
said.
it's a USB.
It's a USB extender.
You're an extender.
Yeah, you just have to sit 4 inches from a 60-inch TV.
No, and that's the thing. That's because that one's 4 feet. So I mean, you got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your TV have all that stuff in the back, like that big bubble in the back? Yeah.
No. I did get rid. But the funny thing was, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, my dad upgraded and he had one of those enormous 60-inch. What's the kind with the mirror in it?
Rear projection.
It was a projection, but it was all in one projection, so it wasn't like outside the box.
Yeah, rear projection.
Yeah, so that's what she said. So my dad was upgrading, so he gave that to us, and I brought it over to the house, and it was awesome for no lie. I want to say about 3 or 4 weeks, and then it got broken, and then we had this enormous, like 900-pound friggin' TV in the house that didn't work at all.
So I moved
sledgehammer.
I moved about 15 times in the last 30 years, and I would say that 12 of those times that I moved, I had to move those big TVs with the old-fashioned TVs that kids will never have to ever experience. That was a bitch.
Flat screen tube.
Yeah. Ugh. And then I go get a 70-inch right from Best Buy, and I can carry the thing home on my shoulders. It's fine.
Well,
it's amazing. Well, that too, yes. But it's amazing how far we've come with technology.
And if you think about back in the day when you went to somebody's house and like they had the big console TV that didn't work, but they had a new one on top of it, they were just like, we're just going to use the old one as a TV stand.
Yeah, the TV stand. No,
this is just 5 old guys chatting now, by the way. That's all this is.
Console TV with the record player, with the actual bar, like where all the booze went to.
The Betamax.
Oh man, all nice maple.
Rich mahogany.
That's hot.
Exciting people. Who's yelling? What's going on? Whose household is crazy?
It's my house.
That might be my house. I have kids in the basement.
Say hi, Sid.
No.
Hi, Sid.
There's the COVID right there. No, stop.
Patient 0.
All right, my battery's at 3%.
Yeah, this is probably a good time to just cut ties. This has been fun, though. It's hey, in all honesty, I mean, in all seriousness, it's always good to see you guys.
Yeah. So I was also told that we can resume playing poker when we can hang with the windows open.
There you go. Is that what the state said?
That's what I heard. It's the official ruling. We can play poker
as long
when
as
the windows
you don't sing inside, you're fine.
We were about to, Justin.
No singing.
No singing to the North Pole.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye, guys. See ya. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Thanks for watching. We'll do it again next week. Same time, same place. Bye, Donnie.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Hey, thank you so much.
Happy birthday to Ray.
Oh, thank you, Jay. Next week, who am I talking to next week? I said who I was talking to next week. Oh, Jeff Belanger, my buddy Jeff. I still have some legendary listeners watching right now. Jeff is going to be promoting his new book. There's Jeff talking about pooping on the mountain, the call of Kilimanjaro. He climbed it. like 3 or 4 years ago. I remember being part of the zombie prom where we raised money for it. But Jeff pooped on the mountain, and he wrote a whole book about it. So we're going to talk to Jeff next week on Ray's Happy Hour-ish. I got this book from my mom for my birthday, Pappy Land. It's about Pappy Van Winkle whiskey. I can't wait to read it. And she said I was going to buy this, and I was going to buy you a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. And it started at like $4,000. So that didn't happen. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you soon.